Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. No? My name is Muhammad Sheikha Ibrahim and I am the second reporter of Group 6 and I am here to report the elements of art and its principles. Now I know Mr. Palakala already did an introduction with the um first element of art, which is the line, no? And I am here today to explain, elaborate, and discuss the number 2, 3, 4, and so on na elements of art and its principle. Now, before I begin with explaining the topic at hand, no, I want you guys to pause this video and say take a look at yourself or take a look at the place around you, no? Or the room that you are in. Mapa-room pa man yan sa kwarto nyo sa bahay, sa sala, or kahit sa school, no? Take a look at it and observe. Observe natin yung mga curved line dyan na nakikita nyo. Yung mga rectangles, say you see parallel lines and stuff like that, or even a circle, mga baso, ganon, clocks and something like that, no? Take a look at it and appreciate those forms in here. Now with seeing forms, no, I'm gonna proceed with the number 2 and number 3. Na-explain na ni Mr. Palakala yung una, which is line. Ito naman, pangalawa at pangatlo is the shape and form, no? Now, as we begin, shape and form are related to each other in a sense that they define the space occupied by the object of the art, no? Ang pagkakaibahan nga lang ng shape and form is that shape only has its height and its width, no? Meron siyang say haba, gaano kahaba, gaano katangkad yung art na yon, at saka gaano siya kalapad. Kumbaga, it's a two-dimensional painting or it's a two-dimensional art only, no? Say painting, no, ganon. You can say it's a shape. You can draw say ganito, no? Take a look at this. This square, that's a shape. That's a shape of square. How about this? Meron tayong mga circles, oval, no, triangle, square, rectangle, heart, star, and even diamond, no? Those are the forms of shapes. Now, its difference, its main difference in form, no? Kasi shape ito siya. And ang form naman, ito, tignan natin ang susunod na slide. This one, no? You can see the square in here. You can see the square in here. But there's different in it. Hindi lang ito siya yung height at hindi lang din yung width niya, 'di ba? Meron siyang depth, no? Meron siyang lalim. Now, you wouldn't call this a square, but it's called, I believe it's called cube, no? Ang kaibahan basically is that shape is only 2D, no? Two-dimensional, and ang form naman is 3-dimensional na. Kagaya ng triangle, no? Imbes na triangle lang siya, meron tayong pyramid, no? Meron tayong ball, no? Imbes na circle lamang. Tama? Now, ang shape and form, meron tayong dalawang categories, no? Para mapa-broad yung distinction natin sa shape and form na ito, no? Number 1 is geometry, no? An example dito is yung art ni Piet Mondrian. These shapes, no? Itong mga box na ito, no? The shapes find origin in mathematical propositions. As such, it's translated and used are often man-made. They include shapes such as squares, triangles, cubes, circle, spheres, and cones, and among others, no? Yan yung itong art na ito, no? Nasa right side natin na tawag na composition with colors, planes, and gray, line 1, na gawa ni Piet Mondrian. Yan ang pinaka-example ng geometric art, no? Now, the number 2 is the organic art or organic shapes, no? Organic shapes are those readily occurring in nature, often irregular and asymmetrical. The design of the vase on the left figure is foliage, a seam a sample from a series that made use of morning glories, no? If you take a look at the picture, no? Ito, no? On the sabi niya, no, on the left side na gawa ni Louis Comfort Tiffany, no? It's a design of a base, no? This shape, no, hindi siya kagaya ng circle, hindi siya kagaya ng square, ng rectangle na kumbaga symmetrical, no? Parang kagaya nung unang figure natin dito na parang box siya, no? Pantay-pantay, ganito, no? May pantay siya na shape, may pwede siyang gamitin in mathematical equation or propositions, no? Pero dito sa organic naman, from the word itself naman, no, it came from nature, no? The idea came from the nature. Kagaya ng base na ito, if you can take a look at it, no, look at the picture, no? Kung makikita nyo, hindi siya pantay-pantay. The flowers, no, the I can see leaves in here, the colors, it's not symmetrical, it's asymmetrical, no, hindi siya pantay. It's organic, if you could say it. Now, hindi lang ang shape and form na ito, hindi lang siya parang gano'n na ano lang siya, organic or geometric lang siya, no? It can also be implied, no? For instance, dito sa painting ni Raphael, na we call it the Madonna of the Meadows, makikita natin dito sa figure si Mary, ang batang si Jesus, and si John the Baptist, no, na nasa left natin. Now, kung mapapansin nyo, there is a shape in there. Pwede siyang i-imply as a shape. It's the triangular shape, kung nakikita niyo ito. Diba? Triangle siya, tama? No? Shapes are all around us, no? It may be implied in different forms of art, no? Now, since we are done with the shape and form, andito naman ang pang-apat natin, no? Which is the space. Related siya sa form and sa shape, no? Space, it is usually inferred from a sense of depth, no? Kagaya ng form natin, meron siyang sense of depth or lalim, no? Yung kumbaga 3-dimensional siya. Whether it is real or simulated, real space is 3-dimensional. Sabi ko nga, no? Like what has been previously mentioned, sculptures are a perfect examples of artwork that bear this element. However, this can only be manifested through dimensional artworks, through the use of different techniques, or the use of area around drawing or picture. No, ayan ang sabi nga dito, ang pinaka example ng space is the sculptures natin. Now, an example of this is something that occupies a large space, no? Kung meron kayong copy ng book natin, pero andito naman din siya sa picture na ito. It's in the Anish Kapoor. We call it Cloud Gate, no? It was made in 2004. It's located in Chicago, Illinois, no? This one, ito, no? Yan, it carries a space or meron siyang it occupies a large space, no? Kung makikita nyo sa picture, I'm gonna zoom it in, no? May space dito sa niya, sa baba niya para may may lagusan or may mapasukan ang mga tao. Now this one is a 3-dimensional artwork, no? As an exemplified, say, a sculpture, no? May nahahawakan niyo siya, may space siya, no? It occupies space, hindi lang siya 2-dimensional lamang, no? Now, space has two variety. Ito yung tinatawag nating 3-dimensional space at ang positive and negative space. So, the 3-dimensional space can be simulated through a variety of techniques such as shading, and illusion of 3-dimensionally can be achieved in a 2-dimensional work. No? Similar siya doon sa shape and form, 'di ba? Sabi nga dito, space is related to shape and form, no? Now, sabi dito, 3-dimensional space can be simulated through a variety of techniques such as shading. And ito naman sa positive and negative space, it is usually identified with the space. Yung white space is the negative space, and the positive space on the other hand is yung shadow or yung black na paint or color. Ito, shading, 'di ba? Para siyang kung meron lang ditong kung ginawa nating cube itong apple na ito, it can be called a form, no? Shading, no? It's a three-dimensional pero simulated siya. Kahit painting lang ito, akala natin three-dimensional siya, 'di ba? Tama? Now, the next is positive and negative space, no? By looking at the picture on the right side, no, usually it identifies the white space as the negative, or yan yung sa gilid natin, no, itong white space na ito. Then on the other hand, the space where the shadow is, yun yung naman, yung positive space naman, or example yung tree natin and the ground. Okay, now that ito that's it for the sa space natin, no? Okay na siya, yung positive and negative space natin and yung shading natin, which can be simulated a three-dimensional, which can be simulated in two-dimensional forms like artworks or ganitong drawing na ito siya, no? Syempre with different forms and techniques. Now, as we proceed, I want you guys to take a look at this picture. Ito, no? This picture. And pause the video and take note of what you can comprehend or observe in it. Then I'm going to show you the next picture. Ito. What do you think is the difference between the two pictures? Right, you are right. It's the color. In fact, these two pictures is the same, no? Pareho lang sila, pero ang isa is black and white lamang, and the other one has its true colors, no? It's painted. Now, this one was called Bonded by the Rain, no? Gawa ni Leonard R. Afremov, no? If you take a look at both pictures, they do have different sense of expression. May pagkakaiba sa kanilang pinapakitang emosyon sa atin, no, na nakikita. If you take a look at the non-colored one, parang kung ako lang, para sa akin, para siyang malungkot, no? Like, life is black and white only, and it is sad, it's lonely, it's very chaos, 'di ba? Parang hindi natin maintindihan ang mundo. That's how I comprehend or observe this picture. Pero on the next picture, yung may color na parang ang colorful ng buhay. It's very fun to have someone to be with. Ganon, diba? That's the effect of color, diba? Color perhaps is one of the elements that enhances the appeal of the artwork. It affects the range and allowing the viewer to make responses based on memory. Kanina sabi ko, no, emotion and instinct. Among others, the element is a property of light, as it is reflected of the subject, no? Now, how would you describe these colors? Diba? Masyado silang colorful. Now, meron tayong tinatawag na color wheel. Color is not intrinsic, no, to an object without light. Of course, alam natin yan na pag-aralan natin siya sa science, no? That colors are wavelengths that are produced by the light, no? Now, one cannot perceive color. Much of what we know about colors begin with the notion of color theory that was first unraveled by the experiment undertaken by Sir Isaac Newton in 1666. A ray of sunlight passing through a prism reveals an array of colors, akin to that of rainbow. An upshot of this color theory is the creation of our color wheel, no? Sabi dito in summary, ang color natin is, sabi nga, no, na discover ni Mr. Isaac Newton, or ng famous na si Sir Isaac Newton, no? Yung ray daw, yung sinag daw ng araw, no, na sumisilaw sa window, no, ay para siyang may nakita siyang mga rainbow doon, parang rainbow, no, it's a ray of light, no. Doon natuklasan na light is a wavelength, no? May iba-iba itong wavelength, no? Tapos doon natin mapipicture, mapaperceive ng mga mata natin yung iba-ibang color natin, no? Say may light, dark colors, ganon. May mga heavy colors na masakit sa mata, ganon, no? So doon nagsimula itong tinatawag nating color wheel. Now, why is color wheel an important element in making art, no? Kagaya ng sabi ko nga kanina about the two pictures, no? It perceive different emotion. It gives different vibes, no? Para maintindihan ang color wheel natin ay meron ding mga say subtopics or kumbaga nagko-correspond sila sa different properties, no? The first is hue, no? Meron tayong tinatawag na primary, secondary, and tertiary color, no? Ang primary colors natin, of course, it's very well known. Yan yung red, yellow, and blue. Then, pinaghalo natin siya. Doon naman, madidiscover ang secondary colors which are green, orange, and violet. And then, pag binaghalo naman natin ang ang primary colors and secondary colors, doon naman lalabas ang tertiary colors natin. No, it's the mixture of the primary and secondary colors, no? Ayun. Now then, meron pa value. Ano itong value na ito? How is it different from hue, no? Value naman, it refers to the brightness or darkness of the colors. Meron tayong tinatawag na light colors, no? Dito, light colors from dark colors, no? Now, meron naman tayong tint na sinasabi and shade. Similar to what it is, tint, it is a lighter color than the normal value. Say, pink for red, no? Pag sinabi nating red, it's I believe it's a primary color. Then, meron siyang mas lighter pa, no? Say, sabihin nating pink ang mas lighter doon. Ang shade naman is kabaliktaran ni tint, no? It's the darker side. Say, for red naman is maroon. Tama, di ba? So, pink for the tint and maroon for the shade in the color red. Ano? Kumbaga darker color siya. Like darker value of the color itself. Right. Now, meron naman tayong sinasabing intensity. No? This is the color's brightness or dullness. It is identified as the strength of color, whether it is vivid or muted. No? To achieve a specific intensity of a color, one may add either gray or its complementary colors. Meron tayong sinasabing bright or warm colors, or yun yung say positive energy, or meron tayong sinasabing dull or cool colors. Yun yung mga soothing or mga serious or mga calm na colors sa mata natin, no? Kumbaga, kung gaano ka-intense yung ilaw or yung light na yun na nape-perceive natin, no? Ngayon, let us proceed with color harmonies. Since okay na tayo sa intensity, okay na tayo sa hue, okay na rin tayo sa sa value, no? Alam natin ang hue, yung mga primary, secondary, and tertiary color. That's the basic. Ang value naman is kung gaano ba say yung lightness and darkness of the color itself. For example, yung red, meron tayong tint of pink and meron tayong shade of maroon sa red, no? Kung gaano siya ka-bright and kung gaano siya ka-dark. Kung gaano ka-dark yung ilalagay natin doon sa paint natin or sa art na gagawin natin. It depends on the emotion that we want to express, no? Then, pangatlo is the intensity. Sabi ko nga, no, kung gaano ka-intense yung color na yun, meron tayong mga bright and warm colors. That's for the positive. And dull or cool colors for the serious and calm vibes na binibigay ng ating paint or ng ating art, no? Now, as we proceed, meron tayong tinatawag na color harmonies, no? From the word itself, color harmonies, no? Yan yung harmony ng mga colors. From the word itself naman, it's very self-explanatory, I believe so, no? Number one, meron tayong tinatawag na monochrome harmonies. It use a variation of hue. Napag-aralan natin kanina yung hue is a variation, napag-aralan natin kanina, bago lang is hue, yun yung mga primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. Now, monochrome harmony, gumagamit siya ng hue. They use variation, no? Kagaya nitong picture na nakikita natin, no? It was made by Claude Monet. He calls it House of Parliament, no? It gives a different vibe. The moon, the shadows, no? The hue of the clouds and the river, I believe so, no? Or the sea, no? It gives a different vibe. Now, the next harmony is the complementary harmony. It involves two colors opposite in the color wheel. Since they are at contrary positions, the reaction is most intense. An example of this is the Three Saints Rock Anthony Abbot and Lucy na ginawa ni Sima de Conegliano or Giovanni Battista Sima, no? Kung makikita natin itong green and red na ito, no? It gives an intense reaction with the other, the Pope and this one, no? It gives an intense reaction or say intense vibe kasi yung nagko-complement yung green pati red natin and the other colors beside it dito, no? Kasi if you take a look at the color wheel, magka-opposite ito sila, no? So kumbaga nagko-complement yung colors. It depends on the variation or on the say mixture of the color in one art, no? It gives different meaning, it gives different vibes. Kung yung nauna parang calm siya, no? Parang peaceful, no? Say tahimik or masasabi natin ano siya, medyo makatakot, no? Or eerie, no? Ito naman intense, no? There's something happening in here. Are they ano ba ito, ini-interrogate ba nila siya or ano man, 'di ba? That's the kind of reaction on how you use different harmonies, no? Kung yung isa is monochrome, dito naman is complementary. It's how you complement each colors, no? Depending on the color wheel that you are using. No? Now, meron naman tayong sinasabing analogous harmonies. It make use of two colors beside each other in the color wheel. An example of this is Before the Race na ginawa ni Edgar Degas, no? Kung kanina yung complementary harmonies is at the opposite side of the color wheel, ito naman magkatabing color. For example, itong maroon and itong red, no? It complements each other very well. That's a very nice example of analogous harmonies, no? Now the next one is the triadic harmonies. Of course, meron na tayong sinasabing monochrome harmony, meron na tayong sinasabing complementary harmony, meron pa tayong sinasabing analogous harmony. Syempre meron tayong triadic harmonies. Kung yung mga nauna, gumagamit tayo ng variation, gumagamit tayo ng magka-opposite na dalawang colors, gumagamit tayo ng dalawang magkatabing colors. Ang triadic harmony naman, ginagamitan ito ng tatlo or more, no? Tatlong colors, to be honest, na equidistant with each color in the wheel. Ang pinaka-best example dito is kay Edward Munch or The Scream na gawa niya, no? This was a very I believe a very famous painting. Kahit ako, no, na hindi masyado well versed sa mga paintings or art. Basically, honestly I only know Mona Lisa, pero 'di ba? Alam ko na rin ito siya, nakikita ko yan siya minsan, no? This one, it depends on the emotion. Dito sa triadic harmony, it depends on the say how you perceive it, pero no, itong the Scream na ito, no, if you think about it, did Munch, no, yung author nito, did Munch depict it as a romantic sunset or a warning of coming colors or coming horrors, no? Ano ba ito siya? If say ito, tignan natin itong sunset na ito, ano ba yan siya? Romantic ba yan siya na setting ng painting or something terrible, something horrific is coming. Now, hindi mo siya maka-clarify kung ito lang ang titignan mo, no? Sa red or yellow na lang, sa sky na lang ito na natitignan natin. Hindi natin sure kung ano ba ito siya, romantic ba or hindi. Pero kapag if you take a look at it in full view, no, makikita natin yung mukha, no, the scream, no, na this is something horrific. This is something horror, no, na makatakot, no. So ayun nga. In short, no, what is illustrated to that color or imaginary work together to deliver a message, no, whether one intended to be by the artist or what is facilitated for our own experience, no, kung ano nga ba itong pinapadala ng picture na ito. Ayun. So ayun, as a summary, meron tayong sinasabing sa mga color harmonies natin, no, yung complementary, analogous, triadic, and yung pinaka nauna na colors natin, yung monochrome harmony. Ang monochrome harmony, gumagamit tayo ng variation of hues. Ang analogous harmony naman, gumagamit tayo ng dalawang colors na beside each other sa color wheel natin. Ang complementary harmony, gumagamit siya ng color na opposite sa color wheel natin. And yung triadic harmony naman, gumagamit tayo ng tatlong colors na equidistant, no? Kumbaga ito blue, may green dito, tapos ito say yellow. Yun ang kumbaga complementary with each other, may space siya doon sa tatlo na yun. 1 space 1 space 1. Ganun siya. Kumbaga equidistant. Doon, yun ang triadic harmony. Now, the next one, tapos na tayo sa colors, andito na ang texture. Of course, this is one of the most important aspect or element of art, ang texture natin. Bakit? No? Texture is experienced through sense of touch, and it can either be real or implied. No? Texture in a two-dimensional plane and texture or surface texture is the two basic examples of it, or two basic subfunctions, or kung ano nga ba yung meron dito, no? Ngayon, if you take a look at the picture of Margareta Gonzaga, no, na painting ni Franz Pourbus the Younger, itong this one, her clothes, if you could touch that painting by itself, I did my own research, no, if you touch the what they call this, the bead and the stitch, no, nasa niya, sa garb niya, mararamdaman mo yung roughness, no, ng texture, no, ng painting na iyan. That's a two-dimensional plane, no. Ngayon, the surface texture naman, from the word itself, surface texture, it refers to the texture of the three-dimensional art, or kumbaga hindi lang siya painting lamang na ganyan, painting na nasa canvas lang, then nakadepende sa kung gaano kakapal or kung gaano ba yung gustong gawin ng artist na yun, kung ano ba yung feeling ng texture niya, no, na two-dimensional lamang, it's a picture only. Itong surface texture naman, nahahawakan mo mismo yung object. I won't say that hindi natin nahahawakan itong two-dimensional, pero iba talaga ang surface texture. As it was stated on the next slide, no? Ito siya, no? Gawa ito sa Japanese by School of Ogata Korin in 1658 to 1716, no? In-row with Rinpa style Kanzan and Jitoku. This is an art, no? Three-dimensional siya, hindi lang siya picture lamang kagaya nung nauna, no, na nasa canvas siya, pero iba ang texture, no? Ito ang pagkakaiba ng surface texture and texture in a two-dimensional plane, which explains the texture of the art. Now, that was it. Pero yun lang naman ang i-explain ko, no? Meron tayong shape and form, as a review na rin ito, no? Shape and form. Meron tayong space, which is very related pa rin sa shape and form natin. Tapos meron tayong colors, and lastly meron tayong texture ng art, no? Ngayon, as a conclusion, the elements of art, no, na itong inexplain ko na ito na elements of art, it makes it possible to engage with the visual or tactile quantities of the artwork through a common language, no? Kumbaga, itong sinusunod natin na, say, color wheel, or yung mga texture na yon, yung mga space na yon, or yung mga form na yon, mga shapes na yon na sinusunod natin, for artists or for people, no, we call it common language, or nagkakaintindihan tayo doon, no? Kung ano ba yung dapat, or ano yung maganda, no, na kumbaga medyo common. Kumbaga nga, no, the we call it yung kay Mona Lisa, no, it's a very, say, beautiful artwork, no, yung mga shapes doon, yung mga naibigay ko na mga paintings, no, it gives different vibes, it gives different emotions, pero andun pa rin, 'di ba? Andun pa rin yung sense ng art na yun. Naiintindihan pa rin natin, no? Kumbaga, it offers a starting point or a base para ma-analyze natin ng formal yung art na yun. Alright? Now, in terms of formal analysis of art naman, 'di ba? It offers a starting point, sabi ko nga, or a baseline from which analysis may take place. This kind of analysis is called formal analysis. Now, that was it for the ending notes. Again, I am Muhammad Sheikha Abrahim from BSSW 1B. Mabuhay!